All right. Hey, Wally here. We're on day 24 of the Coach Basics training. Everybody has been in there interacting a little bit. And today we're going over the other half of the F.O.R.M, the form style of interacting with people, talking with people, getting to know people. Just in general, just that you're meeting on the street, or if you're standing in line at the grocery store, Starbucks, or wherever you happen to be. If you just happen to meet somebody and you kind of want to connect with them and you want to get to know them, you use this FORM acronym: family, occupation, recreation. And family and occupation we went over yesterday, recreation, and then money. Now I'm going to take it a little bit further. I've used FORM for many years, and it's kind of regimented. It's an easy way to remember, to just to kind of keep you on track. But you know what? You can just have a regular conversation. So for the sake of the training, I'm going to continue on with the R and the M, which is recreation. So the way that works is you basically ask them, what do you like to do? What do you do for a hobby? What do you other than what their occupation is? What do they do outside of their occupation, outside the home? That can be anything from, here in Hawaii, going to the beach, which many people like to do. Believe it or not, some people don't. But they like to read, which is a great thing. You can always lead that into, really, what are you reading now? What kind of books are you reading? You can really get to know somebody by the type of books they're reading, which I can get into later when it comes to interacting with people on Facebook. And we have all of that in our training, by the way, on how to interact with people on Facebook without getting with them face to face. So recreation, take that just about anywhere, and then try to find common grounds. Either you have something in common with them, or somebody either on the team or somebody in your own personal life that you can speak commonalities with. Like if you don't golf, but you meet somebody who does like to golf, people who do, or somebody on the team. We have Scott Morgan on our team who's a golf pro. You say, awesome, I know a golf pro. I can introduce you to him. Maybe you can get him on a three-way call with Scott. Money. That's where you kind of, getting a little bit more personal. But by the time you've done the FOR, you may have developed a little bit of a connection so that you can go into talking about the money. Basically, the way that would look is you would ask them, hey, are you, do you enjoy what you're doing? Are you happy with where your future is going financially? And it's a little bit more personal question. So you have to kind of gauge when to get into the M portion of the FORM. Okay, so you can read more about that. We can talk more about that. Please post your questions below. But now I'm going to get into something a little bit easier to deal with, a little bit easier in conversation. It's a little bit more natural as far as I'm concerned. So anytime you're out at a gathering or you're out talking with people, almost two things always come up aside from the weather. Everybody always starts off with that. Two things always come up. It's always about health and fitness, because it's something that's always in the news and people are always talking about it, or something about the economy. Somebody has something to say about the economy. Either the house market has dropped, or it's gone up, or jobs are bleak, or jobs are going great. Whichever it is, you can go either way with that. And when inevitably somebody says something about, man, I sure wish that I, could get in better shape. I really need, I really need to stop eating at McDonald's, or I really need to stop eating this junk and start eating healthier. Or from a financial standpoint, somebody says, man, I wished I had the money to do stuff like that. Because if you're talking about things that you've done or things that you would like to do, and go on vacation, go to Disneyland, go to Las Vegas. A lot of people in Hawaii, they vacation in Las Vegas. Well, if you talk about that and they say, man, I wished I had the money for that. So that's a lead in. And the way that you go into that is, and you can get into it, you just ask a simple question right then and there. Or if you're having this conversation on Facebook or wherever the case may be, you basically just come straight out and say, and with health and fitness, you say, you mentioned that you would like to start learning to eat healthy and get more fit. Are you serious about that, or are you just messing around? And then just be quiet and let them answer the question. They'll ponder it for a second, and then they'll either say, no, I was really just kidding around. But most of the time they'll say, yeah, absolutely, I'm dead serious. I really need to do something. I want to be able to go out and run with my kids again, or I want to be around long enough for my grandkids type of thing. And they say, look, I've got something that might be able to help you with that. I don't have time right now to explain it to you, but if you give me your email address, I will send you a link to a video. Now, if I send you a link to a short video, will you watch it? This is the key. You got to pay attention to this part, and you can go back and rewind this and write this stuff down. If I give you the link to a short video, will you watch it? And if they say yes, then you say, okay, great. What's the best email for me to send that to? Okay, they give you the email. They say, okay, now when will you get a chance to watch the video? And they say, well, it's Sunday. I'll be able to watch it by Tuesday evening. Okay, great. So if I call you Wednesday morning at, say, 9 o'clock, you would have watched it for sure by then, right? And I say, yeah, I would have watched it by 9 o'clock on Wednesday. Okay, what's the best number I can call you at? Because I just want to call you and see what get some feedback from you and see how you feel about it. So they give you the number, and you say, okay, great. So I'm going to call you. I'm going to send you the link tonight. It's going to come from whatever your email address is. So look for that email, and then I'm going to call you Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock, and we'll talk about it then. All right? And they say, all right, great. So what's happened is that they've set the appointment. They told you they would watch a video. They told you when they would watch it. They confirmed it by giving you their phone number and going that route. Now, I'm going to tell you, this does not work on Facebook. It does not work in text messaging. It does not work in Facebook messaging. This only works on the phone or face-to-face. I know this because I've tried it, and it only works face-to-face. So if you're talking to somebody on Facebook, say, hey, look, are you serious about that? And if you are, okay, give me a call. Here's my number. Give me a call right now. I have something. I just need to ask you a couple questions real quick to see if, you might be interested in what, a suggestion that I have for you. You got to get them on the phone or talk to them face to face. Now, as far as the money standpoint, the business standpoint, and the finances, you say the same exact thing. It's no different. You say, hey, look, you said you wished you made more money so that you had more time or more money to take that trip to Disneyland and take your family to Disney World. Are you serious about that, or are you just messing around? And I said, no, I'm dead serious. I really need to make more money, whatever the situation is. Great. I have something that might interest you. I don't have time to talk about it right now, but if I were to send you a link to a 10-minute video, would you watch it? And they say, yes. Okay, great. When do you think you'd be able to take a look at it? Well, on a Wednesday night. Okay, so if I call you Thursday, you'd have watched it by then for sure, right? Yes. So it's the same thing. You get their email after they say they'll watch the link, get the email. Then when they say they'll watch it, say, okay, great. What's the best time I can call you on Wednesday? I have 9 o'clock. Always give them at least 2 times. Don't just let them, use your calendar. Your calendar and your time is precious. You got to have this posture because it's like a doctor. You don't just go walk into the doctor's office and say, hey, doc, I got this issue. No, you got to make an appointment because they're the professional. You're the professional. You're the one that needs to set the calendar, and don't let them set your calendar. That's part of the reason why we do what we do, so that we can have the freedom to do what we do when we want to do it. Got it? All right. So that's one way that you can do that. So, and we'll talk about other ways, but you can use the form, or you can use a method like that. One other method I'm going to share with you real quick is if you're at a restaurant or something like that and you get really good service, or you're getting your car washed, or whatever the case may be, and you run into somebody who's sharp and you feel that you would like to work with them. See, the thing is I don't invite everybody that I see to my business. But what I do is I kind of qualify people, and I decide if I feel I might want to work with them based on what I know about them at that time. So I will tell them, if I have great service, I'll always have my cards with me or something, and I'll say, hey, do you, are you excited about your future? Or are you, and is this what you plan on doing for the rest of your life? And just be quiet and let them answer the question. They say, well, no, this is just a stepping stone to whatever. I'll say, great. What is it you plan on doing? Have a conversation with them. I plan on going to college someday, blah, blah, blah. I say, okay, look, you're pretty sharp. I'm looking for people like you to join my team and to partner with us. So let me get your email address, and if I were to send you a 10-minute video, would you watch it? And they say, yeah, of course I would watch it. What's it about? Well, it's all in the video. We don't have time to talk about it right now. You're at work and I got to get going, but give me your email address and I'll send you this link. And then once you get the email address, you say, hey, okay, I'm going to send this link to you tonight. It's going to come from your email address, Coach Wally C at Gmail, whatever, and say, hey, look, so when will you get a chance to watch this video? Well, I'll watch it tonight. Okay, so if I call you tomorrow, what time do you work tomorrow? I work 10 to 2. Okay, so if I call you tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the evening, you'd have watched it for sure by then, right? Yes, I'd have watched it. Okay, so what's the best number for me to give you a call? I just want to give you a call. We'll talk for about 10, 15 minutes and then kind of see where you're at. And that's it. All right, great. Nice meeting you. Look for that video and then go on. The more you do this, the easier it gets, but you have to do it. You have to get your brain to go through this. Even do it with your dog, do it with your kids, do it with your significant other. Just practice this. It'll start coming out in a general conversation. It seems complicated at first in your brain because it's different conversation than what you normally have. But look, get in your mind that you're trying to help people. Your primary focus and your goal in this business is to help people in their health and fitness. And some people are in a position to where they make plenty of money but don't have time freedom, or they don't make enough money and they don't have time freedom. So we have an opportunity for them. Now, many people are going to say no. Don't get emotionally attached to that. Move on and say, okay, great, no problem. If they say no, no problem. Don't take it personally. They're not saying no to you. They're just saying no to the opportunity. Seriously. All right, that's enough for today. I babbled on enough, as I often do. I hope you get something out of this video. And post your questions. I know you have questions. Post your questions down below. And post any comments that you have about the course so far. And so we can dialogue a little bit. All right, have a great day. Take care. Bye.